I have played many video games before in the past, but my all-time favorite video game had to be Plants vs. Zombies. If you don't know what Plants vs. Zombies, or PVZ, is, then don't ask me. I can't be bothered to tell you. How about you just play the game yourself or something? Anyways, I distinctly remember one particular experience I had with this game, but it wasn't all fun or sunshine or rainbows and whatnot, but rather the most terrifying experience I've ever experienced. So sit back, relax, and grab some snacks as I discuss the horrors of the Fourth Garden. It all starts when I opened PVZ on my phone. I know the mobile version of this game is bad and stuff, but I like it. Stop disrespecting my opinions, this isn't Twitter. Once I entered the game, I decided to go to the Zen Garden to check all the plants that were growing. Obviously. Do I need to explain all this obvious stuff to you people? As I scrolled through each garden, I suddenly came across a fourth screen. But it wasn't the Tree of Wisdom or anything, because the Tree of Wisdom was never included in the mobile port. Instead, it looked like an additional garden, but there are no plants in any of the slots. The backdrop was a creepy, foggy forest. It wasn't drawn in the same art style as everything else in the game, but rather looked like some stock image that was pasted on. Like, geez, how lazier can you be, PopCap? Like I mentioned 27 seconds earlier, there were no plants in any of the slots. I just naturally assumed it was some kind of glitch. After all, that's the most realistic thing one can do. So I exited the Zen Garden and carried on with the game. After exiting the Zen Garden, I decided the best course of action was to play some mini-games. While playing through Bobsled Bonanza, one of the zombies I defeated dropped a strange black square. I tapped on it and text popped up that said, "You unlocked a new ... for 4. Just what the Sigma did that mean? I obtained more of these mysterious black squares that displayed the same text when I collected them. I had absolutely no idea what these doohickeys meant, but I was determined to find out their purpose, if there was any. Once I was finished with the minigame, I decided to head back to the Zen Garden. I figured that the 4 in that text was a clue hinting toward the mysterious fourth screen in the Zen Garden. So I scrolled to the fourth garden, and what I saw made me piss myself. The slots in the fourth garden were now occupied, but the things that filled the slots weren't plants, not even zombies. Instead, the slots were filled with characters from mascot horror games. There was Freddy Fazbear, Baldi, Huggy Wuggy, Bendy, Tattletail, pretty much any mascot horror game character you could think of. And just like the foggy forest backdrop, these characters weren't drawn in the same art style as the rest of the game, but they all looked like how they did in their respective games. I was shivering my timbers, as so many questions clouded my pebble-sized brain. Like, how the gyat were these characters in the game, and how has PopCap not been sued yet? I just quickly exited the Zen Garden to get my mind off of it. I then chose to play some Survival Day, but as I was scrolling through the seed packets, I noticed a few additional seed packets after the upgrade plants, and they were the same mascot horror characters from the fourth garden. I checked the almanac and they were there too. How was this possible? I was very much quivering with fear, but I was also curious of what their capabilities were, so I selected them in my lineup, which was the most dumbest and butt-faced thing I've ever done in my life. Once I had enough sun for each character, I planted one of each on the lawn. Each character had a unique way of taking down zombies. Freddy would pull out an animatronic head and force it on the head of a zombie. Baldi would beat the crap out of zombies with his ruler. Huggy would pick up a zombie and chomp on them like an animal. Bendy could summon searchers that acted like hypnotized zombies. And Tattletail just sat there and did nothing as the zombies walked past him like he wasn't even there. All Tattletail did was make annoying sounds and constantly asking me to give him a treat. Oh, if he was real, I'd give him the treat of my fist. I was able to beat the level, but the coin bag didn't pop up. Not even the victory jingle played. Instead, all of the mascot horror characters locked their eyes at the screen, almost like they were aware of my presence. Before anything else happened, I quickly closed out of the game. I had no idea what was going on, as I felt I was going to piss myself again. I then looked up from my phone, and I did piss myself again. On my shelf were plushie versions of the mascot horror characters, looking down at me with their own eyes. I instantly jumped off my bed and ran toward the police station, which was exactly 420 miles away from my house. I saw 2 cops standing outside eating some donuts and drinking coffee. I told them everything that happened, down to the last minute details. They both looked at me with strange expressions, and then they laughed. One of them even accidentally spilled the hot coffee on me, burning me and staining my shirt. I walked back to my house very cautiously. I arrived back at my house and slowly entered my bedroom. I saw that the plushies were no longer present on my shelf, and my phone was still on my bed. So, with some fear, I reopened the game and checked the Zen garden to see that the 4th garden was gone, along with all the mascot horror characters in the almanac. Well, that's just dandy. Now I can't prove that this existed. Everybody's gonna say when I'm nuts when I try to explain this, and everybody will criticize me for playing PVZ on my phone. Unless I retell this story in great detail whilst also providing rough recreations of everything I saw. Oh, wait. I'm already doing that. You know what? I'm freaking done with PVZ. I'm getting rid of all my PVZ games. All of them. Ah!